He's got a lot of pictures.
He's got a lot. I feel he's gonna get a lot more tonight. A lot more.
A lot more.
So just
Angela,
leave it.
you look stunning. Tell me about this gown.
There. Oh, this is my beautiful, wonderful friend Jeremy Scott from Moschino. Yeah, he did me right.
And you're doing him right too. Let's
Yes.
be very clear about that.
You've been rocking the jewel tones this entire award season. I'm here for it.
It's legitimate pressure for you. I mean, you have really killed it on the fashion front throughout all of award season. This is the big finish here. I mean, now that it's over and you have landed, stuck the landing. Good to be over, probably, right?
Thank you. I have a wonderful team that works with me. Jennifer Austin and Randy Dodge Hill and DeAndre Michael. They are really my heart and soul. And we work as a team together. So I trust them and they trust me. And we play well together.
Is this your year? I believe it is.
This is my year.
Yeah, but I believe all the way home.
All right, I received that.
Do you have it ready? Yeah. Do you have your speech ready?
Somewhere?
One must always be prepared, though. Always.
That's
right?
true. But she does not show up to the set unprepared, nor to the stage.
That's right. Always prepared.
And who's top of mind for you? Because I'm seeing some beautiful family around you.
These two beautiful ones behind me.
These your kids right here? Hey, guys.
Oh, wow.
Come in here.
Oh, you guys are beautiful,
This is
like mother,
Slater-
like daughter.
Slater Josiah and Bronwyn Golden, and these are my beautiful ones.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Who's the disciplinarian out of the two? Who's like, uh-oh? Really? Courtney? I thought he'd be a lightweight pushover. No?
As I've told them since they were 2 years old, I am your good time.
So if you're coming in late, you're like an hour after curfew.
On my hat.
Yes, yes.
We hope it's me.
How proud are you of your mother tonight?
Incredible. She deserves this so much.
We're excited to see her win, and you deserve this more than anything.
It's long overdue.
Can't wait to see you up there on that stage. Congratulations, Angela. Thank
You
you.
guys are the winners for Best Parents. Have a great night.
What do you know about the multiverse?
Hey, Auntie. Yo, what's going on, everybody? What's up? What's up? It is your host, Bad Todd Bricks, here with my beautiful, beautiful staff. Yo, I'm gonna let y'all go around and just tell the people who you are. We're gonna start with the man to my immediate, whichever way that is. We ain't even gonna get there, but what's going on with your brother? You're muted. We can't hear. We can't hear a word coming out your mouth. No words coming out of your mouth. All right, we're gonna get your sound together. But while we're doing that, we're gonna tap in with that other light-skinned guy down there at the bottom, over here, over there. It doesn't matter. We gonna get it. We're gonna get it together. All right, here we go.
Hey everybody, it's me, Tyrone Thornhill, and I'm happy to be here. And I had the flu this weekend, so I'm very happy to be sitting upright and talking to you all.
Hey man, and it's good to have you here, brother. It's definitely good to have you. And to your immediate left or right, we're not going to play that game. We have the beautiful, very beautiful Holly Noon. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I hope your week is going much better than mine. But yeah, happy to be here, and thanks for tuning in.
Hey. Let's see. Let's try to go back to that mini guy and see if he's got his sound together. Looks like his mic is still muted. All right. Are we good? Are we good there, brother?
I'm good. It's unmuted. I'm alive. I exist. It's Mini Morales 53 on IG. I'm glad to be here. I'm probably the only person who's having a good week, it seems like.
Facts, man. Well, look, man, it's great to be here for another week of the multiverse. We got a lot to discuss. Hopefully we have a special guest that'll be joining us soon. But until she arrives, let's talk about what's happened over the week. We had the Oscars, and there's a lot of discussion around the very beautiful the very charming, the very well-versed Angela Bassett, and whether or not she was snubbed, did she deserve the award? There's a lot of stuff circling around the Oscars and her response in regards to how she reacted when the announcement was made. But if you didn't see it, you're fortunate because I have the reaction, I have everything here. So we're going to take a look at it as a family, and then we'll give our opinions on what we think transpired. How's that sound? All right, so let's get into it. Go ahead, Tyrone.
Oh, that was Minnie. But while we're waiting,
nothing sounds great.
Yeah,
oh,
while we're waiting, Angela's rocking that purple. She was
rocking. Yeah, purple. Isn't purple your favorite color, Holly?
It is. And this is like the purple. Like this is the shade of purple too. Like I don't like no dark purple. Like this purple.
You're right.
My favorite color, Holly.
Purple. What?
Purple's my favorite color too.
Me too. Yeah, crazy.
Team purple. Team purple.
Yeah, man.
Something about biracial.
A pimp named Slickback.
Yeah, it must be a biracial thing. We like purple, butterflies. I don't know.
It is purple. But yeah, man. Let's go ahead and take a look at. Let's get this out on here. Let's take a look at this real quick and see what happens.
And the Oscar goes to
Jamie Lee
Jamie Lee Curtis made her big screen debut in the horror classic Halloween. 45 years later, she was an executive producer on the final installment, Halloween Ends.
Stop. I have 45 seconds, and I promised Janet Yang I wouldn't do it well because I'm a good girl. I know it looks like I'm standing up here by myself, but I am not. I am hundreds of people. I'm hundreds of people. I am where are the Daniels? Daniels, Jonathan, Leyline, the entire crew, my bae Michelle, Key, Steph, the entire group of artists who made this movie. We just won an Oscar. To my dream team, my agent Rick Kurtzman, Alan Wertheimer, Heidi Schaefer, Sean James, Grace Ahn, Jane Ross. We just won an Oscar. To my family, my beautiful husband, Christopher Guest. Our daughters, Annie and Ruby. My sister Kelly, we just won an Oscar. To all of the people who have supported the genre movies that I have made for all these years, the thousands and hundreds of thousands of people, we just won an Oscar together. And my mother and my father were both nominated for Oscars in different categories. I just won an Oscar.
All right. Well, first of all, congratulations to Jamie Lee Curtis. Get that out of there. So let's first of all congratulate Jamie Lee Curtis for winning, Best Supporting Actress. Congratulations. And let's go into how do we feel? Because I first of all, has everybody here seen Everywhere, Everything Everywhere All at Once?
Yeah.
Yes.
Tyrone, you're muted. All
I have
right. All right, cool. So I too have had the pleasure of seeing that movie. Great movie. Very well written. Great
Mhm.
act. Um, Tyrone, I'm gonna go to you first, man, because you were very you spoke very highly of this movie
Mhm.
upon its inception, and it took us the rest of us a little while to catch up, but when we did, we found that you were right, that it was a great movie. Um, do you feel as though, based on Jamie Lee Curtis's performance in that movie, that she was deserving of this Oscar over Angela Bassett's performance in Black Panther?
So I don't think that Jamie Lee Curtis was the best supporting actress in that movie. I think Stephanie Sue was had a better performance than Jamie Lee Curtis. I think this is one of those things. And now I like Jamie Lee Curtis a lot. I think she was really great. She was great in the movie. She was fun. Like it was a great part. Um, and Jamie Lee Curtis has been awesome for a while. You know what I mean? Like it's something that I'm not mad at Jamie Lee Curtis. You know what I mean? But I don't think she deserved an Oscar over Angela Bassett, and not even over Stephanie Sue. But the Academy does this thing where they they kind of use these moments to give people like an unofficial lifetime achievement award sort of thing, like when somebody's been around for a long time and it's just like they deserve to be recognized for these things. So we're going to take this moment to to recognize them. And what happens is you end up leaving people behind who actually kind of deserve this award for the moment that they created, for like the actual merit of their performance. And it's unfortunate. And Angela Bassett obviously got the short end of that stick this time, and it's not her first time. This is not the first time this happened to Angela Bassett. She should have gotten an Oscar for playing Tina Turner. I mean, it was an absolute travesty that she didn't. If you haven't seen that movie, if you haven't seen the performance in that movie, it is an all-time great. It's hard to argue anybody beating that performance. And I think the other side of that is we're probably going to get into a situation where Angela Bassett is nominated again for probably best actress or best supporting actress or something, and it's in a category where maybe there were some other like really standout performances, but the Academy is like, oh, it's Angela's time now, so we're going to give her this one, and then we're going to be like, well, did she deserve it for this one? And it's these conversations are tough because of the way that it just keeps happening like that. So it's kind of it is annoying this situation. I see that I'm kind of repeating. I can hear myself echoing, so I don't know where that sound is coming from. So I'm gonna stop talking for a minute and try to figure it out.
Okay. Well, I'm glad it's on your end because I don't hear any echo whatsoever. But it's cool. Listen, Holly. I mean, Tyrone alluded to some of the movies that Angela has been a part of, and I would dare say even before that, even before the What's Love Got to Do with It, she played Betty Shabazz in Malcolm X, and like people like don't even like she killed her role as Betty Shabazz in Malcolm X, like that. There are so many different movies where you could go back and just say, wow, she was standout. Like she stood out like that. Like when you're talking about supporting actress, we won't even get into the just the best actress. We'll just put her. We can say just for her supporting roles in Malcolm X, in what was it? What was the one where Stella Got Her Groove Back? Wasn't that what she was in? Stella Got Her Groove Back.
Yeah.
Waiting
That
to
was a big
Exhale
one I
was
remember
good
her
too.
on.
Yeah, big.
Yeah.
There's. I mean, like if we
Facts.
just sat here and pulled up her
Facts.
Rolodex of movies, there are so many we could just point to and be like, this one she should have got it. This one she should have. This one. This. My question to you, Holly, is at this point, as Black people, should we just stop expecting better from the Oscars and just maybe create our own lane? You know what I mean? Because we have BET, we had the BET Awards, which used to be big, not so big anymore. Yeah, we used to have the Source Awards. We're not even going to talk about that. So, I mean, but is it time for us to just say, look, you know, I'm tired of being disappointed. I'm tired of, you know, going up here and getting the same results. Is it just time to just say, just let go?
I mean, I feel like that has been the debate for the past few years. I kind of feel like, yeah, it's kind of like if you're not going to get recognized, right? Just create your own. And I think that's why, like the NAACP Image Awards, like, I mean, there was different award shows created to still recognize our people for their talents. But yeah, I agree. I definitely think at this point, Angela has proven her worth. And doesn't she make like the most for like any like actor for primetime TV series for like 911, like for her show? Like she literally like the highest paid at like $1 million something an episode or something like that. So it's just interesting how that just doesn't translate into film. And then people try to say it's because they're never going to give an Oscar to a superhero movie and like all these things, but it's just like, no, we really know what it is. So I kind of feel like Angela, I felt like was like she was the front runner for that because she won the Golden Globe. And then it was just like Jamie. And I agree with Tyrone. I think Stephanie her performance was way better than Jamie's in that movie. So, I mean, yeah, you know, people are just not going to give recognition to too much blackness. I mean, Black Panther was all about people of color and success, and we were the most strong nation in the world. So you really think they was about to recognize that Academy history?
Absolutely.
I don't think so.
Many, I know, based on the video that we played prior to this, her family, everybody in her family, the interviewers also agreed that she deserved it, that she was there. Everybody, that it was almost a foregone conclusion that she was going to win. She came looking the part. You know, she looked regal and beautiful in that purple dress. You know, she brought the entire family to celebrate this moment with her entire family. And in that moment, when they announced Jamie Lee Curtis's name, everybody is talking about the reaction. You can see the pain on my auntie's face. You can see the disrespect that she feels in that moment. And if you can't see it in her face, you can sure as hell see it in her husband's face.
Courtney was playing.
Courtney was like, "What in the hell is going on here?" Look, you know, and even and Tyrone, you know his name, the guy sitting next to her, the guy who played Elvis. What's his name?
Oh, Austin Butler.
Austin Butler. Austin is pissed off. Austin's pissed off. Like this is his wife. I mean,
there was a lot of people who had some unique, like kind of faces around her. And I honestly felt the only reason Stephanie clapped was because they was in the same movie casting.
Yeah.
Like
your co-stars. Is this? I mean, how important was this, Minnie? How important was this for Angela? Because I feel like there was a lot of the reasoning behind her performance, and the passion that she put into it was because it was a tribute to Chadwick Boseman. So how important do you think it was to Angela to win this award based on her performance?
Well, I mean, first, to piggyback on what Holly said, I think it was a foregone conclusion because she had won the Golden Globe. So it was like definitely the front runner, like no questions asked. And then you add on top of that, the reason why she did as good as she did in the movie was because of all the pain that she went through losing someone that she loved, and she had to portray that in a movie, which is not easy to do because it's real pain. She's not playing a character at that moment. She's really feeling like a mother who lost a child at that moment. You know what I'm saying? So it's you can see it in her face when she lost, like how much it pained her. Now I will say this about her husband. I thought he was gonna get up and have a Will Smith moment. I really thought that he was gonna get up and just face slap somebody. Like, y'all better change this now. Because he got up, he got, you know what I'm saying? He forgot he was old. He was really about to get up for real. But it's sad because, like Tyrone said, it's gonna happen. But then when it does happen, then they're gonna have the excuse of they didn't give it to her at the time that they should have. So now we're gonna have the conversation. Well, somebody else should have won this time. Well, why do you have that conversation when she didn't win? You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna move the goalpost. That's the problem. That when she does figure to give one to the black girl, is gonna be at a time where everybody's not gonna want her to have it.
And
so
my prediction is that it's going to be when there's like several women of color nominated in the same category, and it's like, and it's going to be one of those situations because it just has that feel to it.
It really does.
I'm gonna actually go above you on that one, Tyrone. I'm gonna say that this was significant enough to actually have black people like, look, I'm not fucking with the Oscars no more. Because this was one of those slam dunks. Like this was her in the first 10 minutes of the movie of Black Panther. And if you haven't seen Black Panther Wakanda Forever, what are you doing with yourself? Go check that out on Disney Plus. It is available and ready for your viewing pleasure. But at this point, when we saw that movie, the first 10 minutes of that movie, she already had you sold on whatever it was that she wanted to do in the rest of the movie. Whatever was going at that point, Queen Ramonda took charge in the first 10 minutes of the movie. And she wasn't even the main character. Like when you see a supporting actor who in essence, because I can say this and without hesitation, was the best actor in that movie. Better than the main actor in the movie. That's a slam dunk every time. Every single time, that's a slam dunk. So when we see her not get it and get snubbed, as per usual, it's one of those things where it leaves a nasty taste in the mouth of so many people. This was the way that you come behind what happened last year with Will Smith. This is the way that you take that energy back. It's not just because it's Angela Bassett. It's because what Angela Bassett means to the culture. Like this woman has epitomized class throughout her entire career. This woman has been married to the same man for 25 years in an industry that switches out husband, wives, girlfriends, boyfriends like they do a change of clothes. So all of this stuff, when you see this woman, this black woman, this strong, intelligent, successful black woman up here in this moment where she can bring back the honor to what we are as black people from what the shame that was kind of inflict and put on us by the slap last year, because that was just just out of hand. But it's like that all could have been, I think, trumped in essence. Tyrone, what do you think? You think if she would have won, would this moment have the magnitude of the moment been big enough to kind of make people a little bit temper their thoughts about the Oscars?
I think it would have been a nice celebration. I think it would have been a way to be like, oh, okay, like here's some progress, because this is the Oscars have had a long history of discrimination and favoring whiteness over anything else. I mean, it's an industry, and it's an academy run by old white folks. So we're going to get like old white folk behavior if we're just going to be very honest about it. So these kinds of things, especially when somebody deserves it and somebody has earned the top spot, the front runner spot in this award, it's an easy way to be like, hey, look, we're making progress, we're doing better, we're trying to change, we're trying to grow. but they don't seem ready to really take that step and recognize that, or they don't feel like that. They don't feel like they want to celebrate blackness the way they celebrate whiteness, which, I guess, to your point earlier, like we should stop expecting this from the Oscars. I don't think we should necessarily stop expecting this from anybody, but I do think that it's like maybe it's time for the allies to step up a little bit and be like, look, this is some crazy shit. Like, I mean, this is the same Academy Awards that didn't nominate the Woman King for anything. Viola Davis got completely snubbed.
Yep.
Like 100%.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing that up too, because you're right. They didn't mention the Woman King at all. And one of the things that I noticed about the Oscars is when there is any type of controversy involved in the movies, in the writing of a movie, or the history of a movie, or whatever the case may be, which did surround the Woman King, they typically won't nominate it or won't acknowledge it. I've seen them do this in the past, so it's not surprising. But even with that being said, Viola's been cleaning up at other award shows all throughout, all over. So, but I don't know, man. It's one of those things where I think if anybody is being honest, truly honest with themselves, and not just being a hater, they will realize that there was definitely some underhanded stuff going on for Jamie Lee Curtis to win this award. If I'm being honest, Jamie Lee Curtis has played in better movies. Not better movies, but she's played better roles. Better roles, and never got nominated for this. So, whatever. I just want to take this moment to say how much we love and appreciate Angela Bassett, and she is an icon. She is a class, in her own class. And we want to give you your flowers, and we want to award you with all of the accolades. It might not be the Oscars, but we as a culture, we as a community, we believe that you epitomize, Queen Ramonda, as the character, as the individual. And, thank you for your continued work and continued passion in the industry. And we hope and pray that at some point you will be honored for all of the things that you have done. And that's all I can say to that. Now, second half of our show, guys, we did promise some special guests, and we are people of our word. So without further ado, we want to bring on our special guest. I want everybody to give a big round of applause for our special guest today. And we're going to bring her in right now because she's been patiently waiting in the background. Big round of applause. Let's do it. Big round of applause. Big round of applause. There she is. There she goes. What's going on, Eddie? What's happening? How are you today? Welcome to the Multiverse Podcast.
Well, first, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Awesome. Well, I'm having a great week. It's spring break for me. So I'm a substitute teacher, so I have no work.
Uh-oh.
Right? But,
Hercules.
I do have homework, but the pressure of not having to work while I do my homework this week is nice. It's nice.
Well, that's what's up. That's what's up. It is a pleasure to have you on the show. And we definitely want to get to know you. And we want everybody out there to get to know you. So if you would just tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, just things that inspire you, just let's get to know you a little bit.
Okay, so I am Haitian. I was raised in the Bahamas, came over to America when I was about 8 or 9. Forget now, I'm almost 40. How old am I? I'm 37. Yeah, I'm 37 now. It's been some time. I kind of was lost in my younger years, and I just and I decided to change it. And I just been on a mission. I went back to school at the tender age of 33, and I got my bachelor's degree at 35. 3 months later, I jumped right into my master's program at UCF for clinical social work. And I became the secretary to Inc., which is a nonprofit that caters to Black and Brown single mothers in Central Florida. And we just use the nonprofit to empower um, single moms because it's tough out here. You know, when you're by yourself and you're chasing kids and you're doing homework and you're going to work and you're paying bills. And so I just made a complete 180. I was going in the wrong direction and I just had a come to Jesus moment. Like, this is super irresponsible now. So I had to put my big girl panties on and, do what I do to make my life better, not just for me, but for my children. And along the way, I'm empowering women to do the same.
All right. Now, one of the things you mentioned is that you were part of a nonprofit. Can you tell us a little bit about that nonprofit and how you became a part of it?
Yes, the founder of a sister is Sade Harrell. And she actually called me and was like, "You are at our house right now, and I would love to hear say." Started to cry. Like, are you see me? You see me out here trying? I was super honored. And basically what we're doing, we're just trying to build a network of services that cater to single moms. So for example, right now we have our Black female therapist. I forgot, but we started a few months ago, and we're actually giving away free therapy sessions for single moms that need it. And as we we're still in transitioning out of like grassroots. We just like got our whole like how you forget the terminology for it, but basically the IRS is like, okay, yes, you are an official nonprofit now, so now we can accept donations, and we're partnering with other people just so that we're like a whole, we offer a plethora of services, and it's not just, come together for brunches. Like, we are actually going to support you mentally, physically, emotionally, wherever somebody wants to partner with us so that we can cater. That's what we're trying to do.
Love it.
Minnie, I know you don't have a lot of time with us before you go. Did you have any questions for Eddie before you get out of here?
Oh, well, by the way, thank you for joining us. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. I sadly do have to go, but I do appreciate you coming. I would like to ask, if I was a single mother, how would I get in touch with you guys if I wanted to go ahead and take advantage of those services, or if I wanted to get some mentoring or anything of that nature? How can I get in touch with the
Okay,
foundation?
so we do have a Facebook page. Just type in a sister, ASISHER. So play on words. Assist her. Yeah, Assist Her Inc. We do have a Facebook page, and we do have a Gmail as well. So it'd be a sister Inc. at Gmail. And you could just DM from the Facebook page as well.
Gotcha. All right. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. Edie, thank you for coming. I appreciate you. You have a great show.
Thanks, Minnie. And good luck to you, bro. We know
thank
we know
you.
you're gonna kill it. We know you're gonna kill it. Now, what one of the things that you were saying with the single mothers and being able to assist them, what is there a certain criteria that they have to meet outside of, like, is it like, because I know that sometimes with nonprofit organizations and everything like that, there's certain things you have to meet, like your income has to be a certain thing or whatever. So are there any criteria that the women have to meet outside of just being single moms?
Not right now. Not right. We literally just getting started. Like, I got the phone call a year ago, and I don't know if you know anything about nonprofits, but it's like a whole 6-7 months before the IRS is like, okay.
You guys are legit. Yeah. Yeah. So
Now, for right now, just have to have some melanin and be.
oh, okay. All right. So well, that's pretty simple. That's pretty simple. Now, so with you being a teacher and being a substitute teacher and being on call and things like that, how does this like affect your schedule? Do you find yourself being like really busy? Like you guys are like always getting calls or?
Well, the thing is, I'm a big planner. So what with substitute teaching, you create your schedule. So I also intern with because I'm trying to be a clinical social worker, which is just a fancy way of saying a therapist, and I wanted to cater to the youth. So with where I'm at with my master's program, I intern at an alternative high school. It's like for dropouts that are trying to like reintegrate into the education system. So I have to do that twice a week. So I substitute teach Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I have Thursday, Friday at the internship. The whole week of doing homework, and that leaves my weekends open for like talks. And it just so happened that Roberto caught me on spring break, and that's how I have my Wednesday night. But I'm very like my schedule. I have like the Google Planner, Apple Planner, the physical planner, like the calendar on my wall. So I'm busy, but it's very methodical how I go about things so that I don't overwhelm myself.
Oh, and that's wow.
Yeah, it's a lot.
That is a lot. That's a lot. That's
You
a lot.
get used to it. I mean, my bachelor's degree was harder. It was actually harder than my kids were little, and they were just mommy, mommy, mommy. And I was literally breastfeeding and typing, writing papers and crying. It's like they're a little bit older now. So it's you get conditioned once you do the same thing over and over. Like I could be less busy and be so bored because I'm used to moving.
So that's something. So you're a mom as well. So you're doing all of this, extra and taking care of your own family in the midst of all of
and laundry and dishes. And yeah. It's a lot. It's a whole lot. But I mean, you have to put yourself in that mindset. It's like, how bad do you want it? I could just, lay down, I'll just get some welfare and go work a simple job. And, it won't be as intimidating. It'll be easy. But 10 years from now, I'll be in the exact same place. I could gracefully suffer for the next 2 or 3 years and like take off. It's temporary. It's a total mindset thing.
I got a question for you. Because I mean, it's amazing all the stuff you do. I can only imagine. I don't have the discipline to work as hard as you. Just gonna call myself out right now. But one of my things is like you got to keep yourself sane. You got to keep yourself. What do you do when you're like if you have any moment for just to entertain yourself, to have some fun? What does that do and to have a good time?
I'm actually the biggest kid in the whole world. When I have free time, I hate to sit and eat all the time. I much rather like go and the trampoline park. I like to go to the trampoline park. I like to go skating. Go-karts make me a little nauseous, but I definitely am a big kid. And if there is lots of fun involved, just because I have to be so serious all the time, I want to have as much fun as possible. So like dinner every once in a while is okay, but deep down inside, I'd rather just go jump in a trampoline or zip line.
Okay, a little bit of an adventure, and
yes, lots of adventure. I love it.
I'm glad you're giving yourself some room to have some fun. I love it. That's beautiful.
Yeah, I would crumble. This is abnormal. It's this. I don't want to be like this. God, I've I feel like soon as I open my eyes, let's go. It's temporary. In a few years, like I graduate next summer, 2024. Like it's countdown at this point, you know? So I just keep I mean, you can't just graduate and become a licensed therapist. I still have to like go under somebody for 2 years of like, kind of like apprenticeship or how doctors do their residency. I still have to do that, but there's not going to be any homework. So I look forward to like, slowly getting down to like a sense of normalcy.
All right, and once that sense of normalcy gets to you, or even looking further, like what is, with your nonprofit, or is there a goal for yourself that where you're like, if I could, really put my foot into it and really change something in my community, in my city, my state, my country, what do you see as like the big dream for yourself?
I'm going to have some sort of huge fruit vegetable garden that I could give. I love gardening, but I don't have the time. I don't have the energy, but it's one of my passions. And if I could find like a huge plot of land, because like healthy food is so expensive. And I know, like, for me, I know how much I suffer when I swipe my card at the grocery store. So, it's always been in the back of my mind to have like this huge community garden and have it be free to whoever needs it. But now that we're living in like this time of crazy inflation, like it means even much more to me if I could actually have that come to fruition.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That is huge, and I'm detecting a huge um, uh, element of servitude in you, where I'm wondering, where did that come from? Where you have this feeling as though you want to help other people, more than most.
I think it stems from my culture. My culture, being Haitian, we serve, like even within our own families, like mother serves father, father serves children, like everyone is being served in such a, well, maybe my family, I won't speak for all Haitians, but it's generally across the entire Haitian culture where we seek to serve and we're very family oriented. Every year, my mom has like 3 or 4 giant boxes that she sends to Haiti, and she's been doing it for as long as I can remember. We came to America back in '94. And for as long as I can remember, she's been donating back to Haiti. And it's like every year we do soup jumu. It's like this big pumpkin soup. And she literally feeds every Haitian in Orlando, Florida. like everybody's always like, let me get mine before you start feeding everybody. So it's just, I don't know how else to be. My mom is a big lover of people and family. And so that's how I know. That's the only way I know how to love. I don't know how to love on a smaller scale. It's just in me because that's how I grew up.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Can you tell us some of the things that what is the name of it? It's a sister Inc. What are some of the things that they provide these single mothers? Like what type of assistance does the nonprofit provide?
Okay, so right now we do have the free therapy available. I believe 90 days that we have available, and all you have to do is DM us on Facebook to say that you're interested, and then we'll direct you over to email, because there is like a referral sheet that you have to fill out. So that's one thing we've gotten on the ground off around, but everything else is in the works. We do have a brunch coming up where we will talk about our next steps, but nothing is really like, we literally just started last year and we literally just got like official like 4 months ago. So everything is still like in process, but we definitely have our own therapist at the moment who is Black, who is female, and who is willing to give free therapy sessions to single moms.
Okay. So
I'm
therapy
looking at that
session.
one, y'all.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Tyrone is a huge advocate of mental health and therapy.
Oh my,
Um,
oh my,
go ahead.
it's necessary. It's like that. I'm going to school to be a clinical therapist. So and especially in our community, because it's not as much of a stigma as it was before, but we definitely need to continue the path of normalizing just getting your feelings out and stop suppressing it and stop being so savage and start being vulnerable with our emotions. Like, it's okay to not be okay, because I will let you know in a heartbeat, I am tired. No, I don't care if I'm just staring at the wall. This is my time. And I'm going to stare at the wall for the next 15 minutes before a child comes and asks me for a snack. Okay, let me enjoy this 15 minutes. All right.
Yo, that's amazing. That is amazing. Um, Holly, I don't know if you had any questions. If you wanted to jump in and ask Eddie and me.
Yeah. So, I guess when it comes, I know right now it's just like therapy. So at some point, what other resources like would single moms be able to get from the organization?
Well, it would be things such as, if you needed like a voucher for food, or, certain things that would help just every normal everyday life, haircuts for your kids,
Okay.
back to school, anything that would help support you in your efforts of being a single mother. Just like I said, food, anything to do with the children, maybe we can help you get housing,
Okay.
stuff like that.
Okay, so in a way, it's all like somebody can come to y'all like, I need help with this, and you're doing the legwork and you're doing the research and
Correct,
you're doing
correct.
the
We're
reaching
trying
out
to
and stuff.
connect with as many. So if we can't provide it ourselves, what we're
Okay.
going to partner with somebody else that can provide it for you.
That's huge because it's
We're
intimidating.
trying to be just an umbrella of services.
Gotcha. Okay. Perfect.
Which I mean, I mean, we've just heard from you, and I know that Holly and Ty are both parents, so the time to research things and find things and apply for things and stuff. I mean, that time in itself is just hard to come by. So a service like that is huge for a community, and community
Yeah.
building seems to be a
Yeah.
big part of just kind of in general. It seems to be kind of in the background of everything that you're doing, and just wanted to say kudos to that. I think community building is a huge way to make sure that we have strength and just ability to grow and to keep each other safe and healthy and happy. And I like to see it. This is the kind of work I love to see.
Well, thank you so much. Sometimes I don't even think about it, I just do it, so it's nice to, be seen and be acknowledged for it, so thank you.
Now, I think one of the things that I'm interested in is those stories of, those women that you guys were able to help, and now they're successful and they're like thriving, and it was all because of what you guys were able to, help them attain.
Yeah.
Do you have any stories about that you would like to share where there was a particular person that came in and you don't have to say any names or anything, but just came in and you were able to effectively change their lives?
Well, I'm just trying to choose my words so I don't like expose the person. Um, Definitely had somebody DM us through that, and she was going through a lot. Like, she was just in a very, very difficult situation, and nobody saw the message until like a few hours later. So when we finally saw it, it was like a scramble. And so the founder actually reached out to her and they were able to talk and we were able to set her up with the therapy sessions and everything. But it was when the founder came back to like report back to us like the update, she was like the woman was on there crying and she was just so grateful for the program. And because she needed to vent. There's just, when you're caught up as a woman in a certain situation, sometimes you just feel so helpless. Like if you don't have your mother or your father around, any brothers, and you just feel helpless, and somebody's just like, hey, I see you and I'm going to help you and I don't want anything from you in return. It just kind of pulls at your heartstrings. But she ended up just crying and being very grateful. I don't know what the update is on her because that was like 3 weeks ago, but that's definitely the kind of stuff that we want to help with.
Tyrone, did you have any more questions? You've been on fire right now.
Well, at this point, I mean, I can't help but praise. I mean, me. We talk a lot about social issues. We talk a lot about political issues, things like that. But I do wonder. I wonder if you see yourself getting into sort of more of an official, civic servant capacity, like no official announcements or anything, but like if you have some vague ideas, because I mean, it's when you have somebody who's willing to put the work in, who's willing to get their hands dirty, so to speak, it makes that much of a difference, especially when their aim is to help somebody, not for their own benefit, not to reach a certain goal or to get a certain thing in return, but to really help their community. These are the kinds of people who make good leaders. So I was wondering if this is something that you saw for yourself, maybe in your future.
I do want to eventually have my own nonprofit that caters to disadvantaged youth. And basically, it's going to kind of sort of be like an incentive program for good grades so that we take the focus off of social media and sports and put it back on academics, because we do still need lawyers and doctors and engineers. Everybody wants to be like a TikTok star, but we still need like cardiologists and stuff. It's like people's not caring about real life situations anymore. So I do want to eventually start that up once I'm not so busy with school and everything. But as far as like a political activist, I think I'll probably just keep it social. Like I'll be a social activist, like, hey, Black community, we need to stop all this division. But politically, I just feel like politicians, like, they just want to dig up everything in your past. And I just want to
I'm not trying to show everybody the pictures from the club like 15 years
right.
ago and stuff.
look, early 20s with some wild days, okay? Well, I don't want no pictures of me resurfacing. Like, I'll just stay in the background for now.
You can be one of the fun politicians, one of the ones that's like, oh, she's out there having a good, like the president of New Zealand, like she's out there just having a good time, she's chilling, getting her job done, that kind of stuff. Yeah. No, but I feel like you'll probably get this question a lot because I feel like you have the temperament and the drive and the particular focus to be a good civil servant.
I think, like I said, I probably keep it more social, like motivational speaking. Especially when I start with my nonprofit, I'll probably just be out at the middles and high schools, just trying to redirect the kids, because I see firsthand as a substitute teacher, like I was never that brave in school. Like these kids are dropping F-bombs like it's nothing. And back when I was growing up, if somebody dropped an F-bomb, the whole class was like, yo, like you're crazy.
Talking about on the school bus.
Yeah, but like now they have no fear whatsoever. So there definitely needs to be some sort of redirection with the kids, because that's the next group of adults coming up. And so if it's like this now, you know what I mean? What is it going to look like when they're adults and they start having kids? So there definitely has to be some sort of change between now and then, or then and now, so that there's not a disruption in society, because it's pretty bad right now. There's a lot of teachers just quitting, and not because they don't love their jobs, it's just they're tired of getting disrespected. And I'm a substitute teacher, so I'm walking into the situation already disrespected because I'm just the sub. It's just the sub, and then I got to be extra mean. I got to have the resting bee face and like, oh, this ain't that type of party. I kick you out. I call your mom. I write you up. She's mean. I am, and you're disrespectful. And then by the end of the class period, they end up loving me. Like, you kind of mean, but I like you.
We had one of those subs. His name was Mr. Jackson. He had a speech every time he showed up in one of your classes. By the end of high school, I knew his speech.
But by the end of the period, you're like, you know what, Mr. Jackson, you're all right.
Yeah, we used to like, you pass him in the high school. What's up, Mr. J? Because he was like, my name is Mr. Jackson. You call me Mr. J. You respect me, and I'll respect you. And blah blah. He had this whole speech, and then so like everybody loved him. There were never any problems because Mr. Jackson wasn't playing.
That's me.
Now, do you find yourself, Eddie, sometimes with these single mothers? Because I mean, being a single mother, dealing with whatever trials and tribulations one goes through in those circumstances, do you find yourself becoming somewhat of a counselor to these women? Because you're doing intake, right? You're basically catching them on the intake. You're getting their information and listening to their story and kind of trying to find out how they found out about you guys and everything like that. So do you find yourself in those moments, counseling some of these women before they actually get into the program itself?
Absolutely. I have counseled so many women in my DMs. And some of them are in relationships or in marriages, and it's pending or pending a breakup. And they're like, I never thought in a million years that I would soon become a single mom, and I am terrified. It's hard raising children is one of the most difficult, trying, scary, rewarding. I mean, you feel every emotion from one side of the spectrum to the other. It's beautiful and it's ugly and it's scary. And for you to think that it's already difficult with a partner and you're pending a divorce and you're thinking about how you're gonna, and it's like you look at me and you go, okay, if she can do it, I can do it. And it turns into like this little powwow, and it's like, what do you think the marriage is gonna work? And it's definitely over. I'm just bracing myself. I don't know if it's gonna be a good you just don't know. You never know. I myself never thought I would be a single parent. It was, those first couple of years were devastating. I thought I would have all my kids by the same man and live happily ever after. No little girl wakes up and goes, yeah, I want me about 4 or 5 baby daddies. Nobody does that. Nobody does that. Life just happens. It doesn't matter how smart you are, how pretty you are, how educated you are. You just never know what's gonna happen. This is totally off topic, but I was watching TV and this guy was married for 35 years and got caught on how to be a predator. And he was on the phone with the guy made him call his wife.
I saw that episode. He had to call her. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I just was trying to pick up a 14-year-old boy.
35 years of marriage. You find out your man likes little boys. You find out your husband of 35 years likes little boys sexually.
The wife was hyperventilating on the phone. She was scared.
And I was like, see, she was thinking she's hyperventilating because that was 35 years of her life, maybe more. You don't know how long they was talking before they got married. So that's why she was hyperventilating, like her whole life with this man has been a lie. And it just goes to show you, I was just watching it shaking in my head, like this literally could happen to anyone. Anyone can become a single mom. You just know, you think you know a person, or even, as us women, we have to take accountability too. Sometimes you think you're ready for marriage and you're really not. And that man just left you because he had enough, whatever the reason may be. You never fully prepared for it. It kind of like catches you off guard. And so this nonprofit that Sade Harold, such a sweetheart. She's has such a, you think I like am full of servitude. She surpasses me. Her heart is pure gold. She's just such a beautiful spirit. She's like an earth angel. And creating this space for single moms and moms on the verge of becoming single moms, it's just been a beautiful space. The last brunch we had, we try to do it every year. So we had our first annual brunch, and we just sat, in a big circle, and we just cried and we laughed and we shared our stories and we shared encouragement, with each other that, it's not the end of the world. And you can get through this. And I know it sounds scary and it feels scary, and it probably is really, really scary, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And being a single mom doesn't have to stop you from going after any of your dreams or your goals. It is a stumbling block. I'm not going to sit here and make it seem like it's all peaches and cream. There's definitely hard days, but in essence, that's life, right? Every single day isn't like 100% fantastic. Sometimes it's a 97 or a 49. I mean, it is what it is. That's life, right? So we just try to be like a positive space.
That's awesome. Do you have, you said you try to do this every year. Do you have one coming up that you could maybe tell folks about, what date and where and how they can find information if they're interested?
I know we have a space, but I'm not sure if we have a date. We were just talking about this.
Or I'll do you one better. Where could they follow you, and where can they follow the organization to make sure that they know that date when that date drops?
We are on Facebook. I'm on Facebook, and it's under Eddie Education, just like my name that you see. You can follow me there on Facebook. I don't post on IG. I'm not a big social media person. Everybody's on my neck, like, you need to get your social media together. But I'm working on it. I'm not very good at it.
They're probably looking at me right now because I'm saying.
But I do have a Facebook, and then a Sister Inc. That's ASISTHER. So it's a play on words. Assist Her Inc. INC at on Facebook. Beautiful. And we do have one coming up. I should have wrote that down, huh? But I forget the name. But we definitely have the spot secured, and I believe we're working on a date. Sade, if you're watching, I'm sorry, I forgot.
She sounds like she'd be very forgiving in this moment. Tell us a little bit. You said the last one, y'all just, it was, you had the brunch. This was the, you sat in a circle, you just kind of supported. It sounds like kind of almost like group therapy, which, yeah. And I think people, it's hard to really put a value on what that means to people. It's because it's so intangible, but just having a support system, having a place to cry, to to really just let your feelings loose, to really just be with people who understand you and who understand your plight.
And we even had a mom who was a member of the LGBTQ plus community, and she was like, I have never felt so safe. You know what I mean? Like nobody. And we just reassured her how much we admired her for being so brave, for coming out, for living. And I mean, this was a woman with children who realized after having children that she wanted to live in her truth. So you could just imagine the type of backlash that she got, because our community, there's stigma left and right. There's stigma about religion. There's stigma about sexuality. There's stigma about mental health. There's just all these things that we struggle with. We even struggle with vulnerability. And that's, just across the board with like, we're so strong. We are strong people, and we struggle with showing anything other than strength is weakness. So we have to get, we have to realize that you're dehumanizing yourself when you do that. You're not a battery operated object. Operated objects, that's the thing that keeps going and going and going and going. We are human. You keep going and going, and eventually you get tired because you're a human being. Something hits you, it will hurt because you're a human being. Like we always, it's fine, we suppress. So if you have this space, even if you are like that, but you have this at least one space where you can go in and you can let your guard down, it does wonders for the rest of the week. Even if you just do that once a week for 10 minutes, you go talk to somebody where you could just bare your soul. You will just, over time, you will just start to feel so light because you're allowing yourself to vent and get it off your chest instead of suppressing.
Yeah, well, I appreciate the work that you're doing, and
Thank
definitely
you.
appreciate that you're sharing it with us and
Yeah.
educating us on it.
Yeah.
Whenever we run into somebody who, or whenever I run into somebody who sounds like they might be able to benefit from a sister, I'll definitely be throwing them your way because this is it's a beautiful thing.
I wanted to just I mean I definitely second everything that Tyrone just said. I want to just get the feedback from you as what is it that you would like to happen, and what would you like to see a Sister Inc. Be able to do in the future for the Black community, for Black women, for single moms. What is it that you want to see happen for your organization?
I want to go now. I want to go all the way. I want a sister to be recognized in all 50 states. I want us to have services in all 50 states. I want to be known as a hub for any skills, and I honestly, I don't finances to even be relevant to what, like, if I don't care if you're wealthy, if you need, because there's stigma around Black luxury too, as in Black people with money, what you crying for, you got money. Like, depression does not care how much money you have in your bank account. How many famous people have taken their own lives? Obviously, money means nothing when it comes to mental health. So I would definitely want the platform to be across the nation, to have, I don't know. I might be, I think big. I dream big, but I would definitely like to see us go beyond Florida, go beyond, just the Bible Belt. Like, let's see how far we can really go. Let's see how many people we can help, how many hearts we can touch, because it's this world that we're living in I don't remember it being this hard when I was little. It just gets harder. Like, you sneeze and it costs $50, And no, but literally though, like Zyrtec costs $50. So it's like, if I'm in a better place financially, but I'm spending more money, what is it like for the single mom of 2 kids making minimum wage? If I'm struggling, and it's just like, we definitely need to, kind of dot the I's, cross the T's, like I said, Sade Harrell, she is, you think I'm busy? She is always constantly having more news for us, having more updates. She's always in a meeting. So there's going to be a lot to share coming up real soon. Like I said, she's always working in the background, but I personally definitely want to see how far we can go.
Well,
last thing. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Last thing I want to say is that, I dream of a world where we don't need these types of services, where we just have everything that we need. But until we get there, thank you for doing the work that you're doing. I really appreciate it, and it's good to see people really just being out there trying to help.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Eddie, I just wanted you to. The last thing that my last question is, what would you like for people, not just single mothers, but people to take away from this interview?
That's a really good question. I think if they could take one thing from this interview is to not judge. That's the one thing. Unfortunately, there are people that as soon as they find out that you have children and there's no man around, they instantly disqualify you and you're looked at as damaged goods. And unfortunately, all single moms aren't in the same place emotionally. I could probably hear something like that and, say a few choice words and be done with it. That's only, and be done. But if you have someone that's, already in a dark place, already feeling a bit embarrassed, already feeling ashamed that they're now in this statistic of single Black mom, and they hear something like that, that could send them spiraling out of control emotionally, because they're already feeling negatively about what just happened. So for me, I would say, if there's anything else, if your preference is not a single Black mom, that's fine. But please, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. You can have your preference without comparison. That's the problem that I have with a lot of people. And that's not just us, but across the board. It's like, if you're non-religious, that's fine. Why are you bashing Christianity? Why are you bashing Islam? You can be who you are without minimizing people who don't agree with you. Like, you can disagree without disrespect. So that's my thing. It's just like, just be kind. You don't know what somebody is going through, and that's a very sensitive, delicate space for a woman to be in when she's a single mom and she's struggling. That is just such a delicate space. And for somebody to just come in and, well, you should have kept your legs closed, or you should have chose better, those words, phrases like that are so damaging. So just, be mindful.
I just want to say how thankful I am that we have individuals out there like yourself, that really care enough to provide services, to take your time. As a parent, I know how little time we have to ourselves, and it seems like right now you're delving all your time out to everything else, and that says a lot about you as a person, because it's so easy to get overwhelmed. We talk about the single moms, we talk about the individuals you're dealing with and everything like that, but when you're that person who's out there giving all the time, and I would ask, but I'm not going to ask, because typically I would be like, well, who's refilling you? But, because this is a thing that we do. We like, that one left. But all right, Eddie. All right.
Too immature. I am so immature. It went left for me.
No. That's why they call me Bad Ty. I'm always doing something bad. But yeah. We'll leave that one alone. We'll leave that one for maybe after the show. We'll discuss that a little bit. But no, it is great to have an individual who is willing to give all of themselves and not demand or feel like they need anything in return. And that's what I'm gathering from just speaking with you. That you have that natural personality and that perspective that I'm here to help other people to reach levels and maybe help them better themselves through life. And we need more people like that. We definitely need more people. Too much hatred, too much judgment, too much, like you said, too much disrespect going on out here. We need more love. But I just want to thank you for coming on the show. Hopefully, Sheree will. That's her name, Sheree Harrell, right? Sade. Hopefully Sade will see this interview and be like, "Oh, I'm so proud of what you did," and maybe she'll even want to come on and discuss more with us herself, and that would be great too. So
awesome.
There's the invitation, Sade. Okay. There's the invitation. But we wish you and the foundation of the nonprofit, Sister Inc., the best. We like the absolute best. I hope that you guys go national. As a matter of fact, I hope you guys go international so you can go back to Haiti and help some of those ladies in Haiti. Hello. But thank you so much. And I'm just gonna ask one last thing. I'm gonna put you on full view by yourself. Just go ahead and say your name and shout out the multiverse one time for the people.
But this is Edeline Esperance, also known as Eddie Education, coming to you live from the Multiverse Podcast, best podcast ever.
Hello. Thank you for that. But again, thank you so much. We're going to give you another round of applause because you've been an excellent guest. Excellent. And listen, we would love to have you back. Once you guys like really start moving and things start happening and you have some events that you want to announce, we would love to have you back on the show so you can share those events. And also if before you leave, make sure you put in the private chat the link to anything that Assist Her Inc. has, and then we'll go ahead and we'll put that up periodically and let people know if they're, because we like to do that for mental health, for anything, anybody needs assistance. We like to plug them into the right places, and I can't see a better place for a single mom to go, a safe place and a lot of love and caring. So, but again, we just want to say how much we appreciate you for coming and joining us.
Oh yes, thank you.
And with that being said, guys, is there anything on the way out, Holly or Tyrone, that you guys got coming up?
Just my gratitude and thank you for joining us. All those in the comments section.
Thank you.
All right.
I just put the link tree to the organization in the chat for everybody.
Boom.
Yeah, I put it in the comments.
That's thank you so much, Holly.
Yes, great job.
I got you.
Appreciate it. All right. So with that being said, let me see. I want to shout out the New Blurred Order. If you like nerdy stuff and you just might like Tyrone's face, or maybe even like my face, if you like our faces, you can see us on Saturday at 10 a.m. on the New Blurred Order, where we will be discussing all things nerdy, Mandalorian, The Last of Us, you name it. We talking about it. We got some special guests coming up on the horizon, and you won't want to miss those shows. Trust me. So we got that going on. Also, want to give a special shout out to the Financial Griot. We will be having them on the show very, very soon to do another interview and talk about how to navigate with all these high prices. You know what I'm saying? So we got that coming up as well. But if nobody else has anything, again, shout out and thanks to our guest, Eddie Education, representing a Sister Inc. If you are a single mother out there and you feel like you don't know where to turn, please tap in because these ladies will help you out and get you where you need to go. So thank you again, Eddie. Thanks to my cast of great co-host. I can't even say great. Matter of fact, the best co-host in the world. But on behalf of myself, Tyrone Thornhill, Holly Noon, and Minnie Morales, we are the Multiverse Podcast. And until next week,